Coming up on First at 4, new legislation in Kentucky would ban pharmaceutical advertisements to the general public. And a small plane crashes into several mobile homes in Florida.
Plus, this dry stretch will linger through the weekend. Your forecast on the way as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
The 2023 legislative session saw 594 bills introduced in the House, and less than 20% of those became law. However, not all bills are filed with the intent of becoming law. Jessica Umbro spoke with one state representative who says he filed a bill to spread awareness on a topic he finds important.
Well, Representative Derek Lewis says that he owns 3 pharmacies, and that work has led him to file a bill that would ban the advertisement of pharmaceuticals to the general public, as well as creating a penalty for those who violate that ban. But he says he's already expecting this bill to not reach the governor's desk.
My intent was never to make this a law. I wanted to file it and get attention.
Attention on the advertisement of pharmaceutical drugs directly to the public.
Yeah, I filed the bill because I wanted the public to be aware.
He says he wants the bill to send a message and to make Kentuckians aware about the limited information these commercials can provide.
Oftentimes, if you watch these commercials, all the drug interactions are not listed and couldn't be listed. I mean, a lot of these drug interactions would take up an entire minute.
He says he does not expect the bill to make its way into Kentucky law. Instead, he says the intent of the bill extends beyond the Commonwealth.
Maybe other legislators across the United States start filing this. Maybe we file similar legislation at the federal level. Maybe people at the FDA start talking and taking notice.
The FDA currently requires all broadcast product claim ads, including television, radio, and telephone ads, to include the drug's, quote, most important risks included in the audio of the commercial, as well as a choice between listing all of the risks in the drug's prescribing information or providing viewers with sources to find the prescribing information of the drug.
Not all bills are filed to be passed. A lot of times it's either to send a message or get your message across to others in a way that you can pass good policy.
Representative Lewis filed House Bill 28 back on January 2nd, and it has not gained momentum towards the next steps of the legislative process. In Lexington, Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
We are tracking some calm weather across the mountains as we go into your Friday afternoon. Let's take a live look across the region. Not much happening from Buffalo Mountain to the London Corbin Airport, also to I-64 in Moorhead. Plenty of blue sky and sunshine over in Rowan County at this hour. Those current temperatures anywhere from the upper 40s in Pikeville, also Clintwood, to the lower 60s in Middlesboro, up to 66 over in Jacksboro, Tennessee. So we are tracking some ranging temperatures as you go further off to the south and west. That's all thanks to that cold front. Hasn't completely passed through the region just yet, but it will as we go into this evening. In terms of those temperature differences, most of us a little bit cooler today except the Cumberland Valley, and again, that's all thanks to that pesky cold front as it continues pushing off to the south close to the Kentucky and Tennessee border, and again, that will continue sagging off to the south as we go into tonight. And once that passes, more cooler and drier air is on the way for this evening, but some really nice weather is on tap as we go into this weekend. We see more dry and mainly sunny weather tomorrow. Those temperatures top out in the middle 50s, upper 50s, lower 60s on Sunday. And once again, more dry weather is on the way for early next week, but trending a little bit more soggy as we go into Thursday, Friday, and next weekend. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Investigators in Clearwater, Florida are trying to figure out what caused a small plane to crash into several mobile homes last night. Officials say the pilot and 2 people on the ground died. This happened just 3 miles from a local airport. CBS's Christian Benavidez reports from Clearwater.
I was screaming, call 911, call 911.
Cell phone video caught the moments right after a small plane crashed into this mobile home park in Clearwater, Florida.
It was all units responding. We get a report of an airplane crash that was above head. The trailer at this location is now on fire.
We're in the process of working through with FAA and NTSB to identify the aircraft as well as the pilot.
Flight reports show the Beechcraft 35 Bonanza left from Vero Beach Regional at 6:08 p.m. en route to Clearwater Air Park. But less than 1 hour after takeoff, the pilot reported engine failure, and Clearwater's fire chief said shortly before coming down, the pilot was heard saying, "Mayday, mayday, mayday."
The aircraft went off radar about 3 miles north of the runway.
Witnesses on the ground described the horror, and they're wanting to help.
I just come out because I wanted to get everybody out, but the heat was horrible.
Now their focus is on the people affected by the crash.
Could have been one of our friends. We got friends all in here.
We're about less than a football field away from that crash site, and you can still smell the smoke even a day after this happened. The NTSB at this point still looking into what led that pilot to make the Mayday call. The victim's identity has not yet been released. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Clearwater, Florida.
Residents reported the crash and explosion shook that immediate area. Coming up on First at 4, the job market continues to defy expectations. We'll have the latest numbers.
Plus, we are tracking some drier and cooler weather as we go into this evening. Your first alert forecast after this break.